The deadly mass shooting in a Los Angeles suburb is bringing new calls for U.S. national action on gun control.
What was the motive for this shooter? Did he have a mental illness? Was he a domestic violence abuser? How did he get these guns? And was it through legal means or not?
We still are not clear on the motive. The investigation continues, and that is something we are all extremely, we want to know. We want to know how something like this, something this awful can happen.
Police in Monterey Park confirm the gunman is dead from a self-inflicted gunshot. They say he was found inside a van by tactical officers after a day-long manhunt. Authorities say the gunman carried out the mass shooting alone, killing 10 people late Saturday night at a ballroom dancing club in Monterey Park. 5 women and 5 men are dead. 7 of the 10 wounded remain in hospitals this morning. Authorities confirm the gunman attempted a second mass shooting at another club but was disarmed before fleeing. The American flag is lowered at the White House in tribute to the victims. The killings on the eve of Lunar New Year put a cloud over celebrations in the United States and here in Canada. California Governor Gavin Newsom posted on social media late last night about visiting the scene and the community. He's urging Congress to do more to tighten gun laws. Our coverage begins with Steve Futterman, who's live in Monterey Park, California, in fact, right at the location of the shootings. Yeah. Steve, good morning. Maybe if you would set the scene, what is happening there early this morning, and what is the focus for investigators today?
Well, Heather, obviously, they're not searching for a killer. They know that the killer was captured and that he killed himself, so that's not an issue right now. They're obviously trying to find out what led to all this. What was the motive? That's the key issue that they're looking for. You heard in the clip a bit earlier the sheriff talking about that they don't have a motive. They're looking at a number of leads. Did he know people inside this dance studio? And the answer appears to be yes. We're learning that in the early 2000s, in the early 2010s, he was a regular at times at this dance studio here and at the other dance studio. He knew the owner of this dance studio, who apparently is one of those killed and may have actually been targeted. The owner apparently rushed him as the shooting was taking place and he was killed. This according to reports we're hearing right now. So it's possible there is a connection, a personal connection between the suspect, the gunman, and some of the people inside. So that could be one of the motives. We're also hearing from other people talking about how at times he felt that he was sort of singled out by people at this club here, that sometimes he wasn't treated right. So there may have been another personal aspect to this. So that's the key thing they're looking for right now, what the motive is, and they may have more in their minds than they're telling us right now. Right now they're telling us they don't have a motive. They may have some ideas that they're not expressing to us right now.
We do know, Steve, as I was mentioning, 5 men, 5 women killed late Saturday night. What are we learning about those victims today?
Well, we're learning, we learned last night that they were probably regulars at this club here and the second club. The second club was not owned by the same people here, but it had a very close relationship. If you went to one club, you often went to the other club. Most of the people at these 2 clubs were people in their 50s, 60s, 70s. Many of them were retirees. And as far as the people who were killed, the 10 people, were being told by the sheriff, and he told us this last night, that he felt that the people who were killed were people who were up in years. These were not people in their 20s and 30s. These were people who were 50, 60, and older. We should get more details of that later today. But this appears to be a 72-year-old man who ended up going after people around his own age, people up in years. And we still want to find out why this took place. Obviously, this has just shocked this city, Monterey Park, a largely Asian American city, a city which every year comes out to celebrate the Lunar New Year, one of the biggest weekends of the year in Monterey Park. And sadly, this weekend's and this year's Lunar New Year's will end up being remembered not for celebration, but for one of the biggest tragedies this city's ever seen.
Steve, thank you very much. Steve Futterman, live for us in Monterey Park in California.